is a weekly reading for you. We're going to get into it and see what your overall themes are for this week. All right, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and North Node. What can you expect this week? What's coming in for the beautiful Gemini collective? What are the themes for Gemini? All right, patience and planning, number 7. So you could be patient this week, planning, speculating. There's something about going slow, taking it carefully. What else for Gemini? Spiritual union. Okay, so you could be coming into a union. This could be a love partnership, or this could be a spiritual union with your higher conscious self, or with something very special in your life that is spiritual. So have patience, something's coming in, a spiritual union. Number 7, number 2, and number 9 could be significant. Okay, Gemini, let's see. I don't know if this is the right orientation. All right, hopefully this is going to be at the right angle. All right, because it may not be. All right, let's see what's going on for you, Gemini. So you have the Tower. It's your, the surroundings, your circumstances, your environment. Could be that there's transformation going on in your environment. So something is going on where you don't have to worry about things falling apart, because something's been resurrected, or you're going to be able to transform and change along with the situation. And again, I feel like that's related to having patience, planning. You're coming into something, a spiritual union perhaps, but I feel like this is about you going with the flow and going with the changes, or making the changes necessary. We do have the Knight of Cups in your position here. You are open-hearted, Knight of Cups. So you are open-hearted, you're ready to receive, you're willing to receive, you're open to love. The challenge is the High Priestess, trusting your intuition, maybe even being a little bit secretive about things. So you're open to love, and again, you could be coming into a spiritual union. Your heart is open, but there could be a need for you to be a little bit quiet or secretive, or there's a challenge with trusting your intuition. You have maybe felt like you've been left out, or you've been sort of out in the cold lately. And it's in your strength position, though, with the 5 of Pentacles. So maybe you have felt good being on the outside looking in. Maybe that has been sort of like your angle, or, your perspective. It's like a strong position, even though maybe you have felt left out or even abandoned. I feel like you've learned how to survive, or you've learned how to make good for yourself. In fact, you're stronger for the fact that maybe you've gone through a loss, or a sense of being excluded even. In fact, your heart is even more open, and your spiritual achievement or your spiritual skills have been fine-tuned because you've been open to spirituality. You've been open to accepting love or giving love, even in your most vulnerable way, in your most vulnerable time. Maybe you felt abandoned, maybe you felt excluded, but you maintained your spiritual practices, and you even like fine tune them. So you may feel like with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse coming toward you, you may feel like there aren't a lot of opportunities or people that are willing to get to know you, people that are willing to reach out, message you, make the first move. Maybe you have felt like the black sheep, where people are maybe scared to approach you or unwilling to know you, when in fact you have a beautiful heart, you have a beautiful spirit, but yet you have felt excluded or left out in the cold. And people aren't really approaching you. Maybe they avoid you even. Spirit's advice is to not worry about it. Don't hold on to sadness about the fact that people aren't recognizing the beauty of your soul or approaching you or including you. Maybe it has been really disheartening, but I feel like with the advice as the Five of Cups in the reverse is something that you want to heal from. Now your outcome is the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. This could be just being open-hearted, not being miserly, being willing to put yourself out there, being willing to open your heart, or even to help others, maybe in a financial way. You're not a miser, you're not greedy, and you're not so closed off that you're unwilling to help others or that you're unwilling to be open. So that's part of this transformation, is that you're willing to be patient and plan and be open. You have a strong sense of intuition. Let's see what the Knight of Cups is all about. So the King of Cups in the reverse. So again, I feel like you possibly went through a time where you felt unloved, where you felt manipulated. Maybe you were even detached from your emotions because of that, but now there's love coming in, or you're willing to express love because you know what it's like for love to be withheld from you. Or maybe there was a time when you withheld your own love. So going deep within, I feel like there could have been someone that manipulated you or hurt you, and you learned from it. I feel like you're still willing to love, even though you've been hurt in love. What is the High Priestess? Yeah, it's like you're challenged to throw caution to the wind and still be willing to love, even though you've been hurt. So it's just a matter of trusting your intuition. Nothing in life is certain. So maybe there is love coming toward you. Instead of closing yourself off, instead of saying, I was hurt before and I'm going to be hurt again, you're still willing to take the chance. You're still willing to be giving and loving and compassionate. So you haven't been jaded to the point of no return. You still, and this is about spiritual love as well. Like maybe, and I'm getting like this, like the story of Job. Like you're not condemning God or life for throwing you under the bus or being in difficult situations where you have felt at a loss. You still have faith. So it hasn't destroyed you, whatever this abandonment or loss. In fact, it's strengthened you, I feel. It's strengthened your spirit. What is the Five of Pentacles? It's in your strong position, so I feel like you've been through a lot. And you're a warrior, but you're not closed off. You're not a cold-hearted warrior. You're still a knight. I'm getting the Knights of the Round Table. You're still willing to have chivalry. You're still willing to trace the Holy Grail. And even more so since you've been through the ringer. What is the Five of Pentacles for Gemini? So Ten of Swords, again, yeah, you've been through a painful ending, something really hurtful where you were, I'm hearing sacrificed. And that hasn't stopped you from loving. That hasn't stopped you from believing, from having faith. it's been very painful, like you've been through a terrible situation that left you out in the cold, left you at rock bottom possibly. And even maybe people have turned away from you with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe people didn't want to have anything to do with you after you went through a situation. But there's that Ace of Cups. So there is something coming toward you, a beautiful reward from Spirit. Maybe you've been dealing with people that have been so superficial that they haven't even been able to offer you like a hug or being willing to even a phone call or reach out. There's something greater coming for you. This Ace of Cups, a beautiful blessing, whether this is new love that's going to change your life completely, or whether this is you coming into a deep spiritual understanding and love with God. There's something beautiful coming for you. And it's going to come in after what maybe has been feeling like people that have rejected you, avoided you, disassociated with you. And now there's this beautiful, again, spiritual union coming in is what I feel. So what is the Five of Cups in reverse? So don't feel bad about the past or what people have made you feel or how you've been left out, excluded. What is the Five of Cups? Knight of Wands. So there you are again. You're a knight. I feel like Spirit is advising you to continue to be that knight of the round table, be that chivalrous, be willing to be brave in the face of sorrow, in the face of loss. You're not going to throw in the towel. You're not going to cry about it. You're not crying over spilled milk. You're still willing to be passionate, take action toward your life, and to put your best self forward. That's what I'm getting. So what is the Four of Pentacles for Gemini? Yeah, no worries. Nine of Swords in the reverse. This is letting go of worry, being brave, to take a chance on love, to take a chance and to know that spiritually you're very strong, even though you've been through so much. It's actually improved you. It's actually, I don't know, I'm getting that shine on you crazy diamond. That's what I'm getting, you know, like you're a crazy diamond. Keep shining. You're not worried. Letting go of stress, anxiety, worry about the fact that you've already hit rock bottom, so it can't get any worse, right? So I feel like you're open to love, to new beginnings, to taking steps forward, to having passion, to loving and being loved, and to being open to spiritual guidance as well. Because that's what pulled you through anyway. So I feel like you're not worried. No worries. What is the Tower? All right, so the Medicine Wheel. Things are turning in your favor is what I feel. So you've been through a lot, but things are turning. The wheel is turning. You have also a chance to transform situations, to have better control on situations. You don't have to continue the pattern of, I'm hearing decimation, abandonment, neglect, loss, lack mindset. You don't have to continue that. You have the power and the potential and the bravery, the courage to move forward and to expand and to take hold of your world and transform it for the better. Be patient and plan ahead. Be wise. So we have the Page of Wands. So it's a new beginning. So it's just like you're coming out of a time of sorrow, a time of pain, a time of extreme loss or abandonment. And it's time, you have the willingness and the bravery and the courage to take that first step, but it's just have patience with yourself, because you could be learning, you could be a student of life right now that's just starting out again after being set back. Tell me about the spiritual union. So yeah, Nine of Pentacles. So again, this could be with your higher self. You're coming into a time of great independence, great prosperity, and self-sufficiency. You're able to stand strong and stand tall on your own. You've come into a time where Maybe you used to be dependent on people that betrayed you, hurt you, left you alone, and treated you like you were nothing, or they turned their backs on you. And now you're capable and you're strong and you're maybe even coming into more money and the ability to support yourself. And that's also attracting something spiritual toward you. So I feel like you're on the verge of being ready for a spiritual union with the fact that you have strengthened yourself, strengthened your spirit to the point where you can stand on your own without other people. You're not crying over spilled milk. You've pulled yourself out of the dust, the dirt, and you've washed yourself off. So I feel like Spirit wants to reward you now. I feel like you've worked hard to get to this point. What is going on here with this Ace of Cups? So you're in between these stages. You're planning, you're being patient. This is coming in, a spiritual union, great independence and abundance. The Lovers in reverse. So maybe you broke up with someone. You're making a strong decision here to move on from a state of abandonment, a state of being neglected or alone. And I feel like with patience and good planning, and you're going to make a choice, and there will be a love union. But I feel like it's after you have separated yourself from, I'm hearing, the tragedy of the past or some kind of tragic event or trauma that you had to disconnect from. And you have, and you've done it with courage. Let's get some advice for you, Gemini. Hopefully, I don't know if this is sideways, but anyway, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. All right, let's see. What is the advice for Gemini for this week? This is, I might cover that. Okay, so the advice for Gemini, just breathe. So the breath is the vital bridge between your body and soul. It's the connection between the inside and outside, connecting you to the universe, spirit, and the divine source. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is the same life-giving force that nourishes everything in the universe. So you're being connected to the universe. So just breathe. And I feel like it's after a time where you maybe were holding your breath, maybe out of despair or stress or anxiety, but that's flipped around now. The tables are turning and you're letting go. Just exhale is what I'm getting. So breathe in love and patience and breathe out. Exhale. The feeling of being exiled is what I hear. Being abandoned, being in a situation where you felt the world turned its back on you. So just breathe. See what kind of karma you're dealing with this week, Gemini. There you are, Gemini. You're dealing with yourself. And I feel like your higher self, because I feel like this transformation is evolving you to a higher vibration and what you want to be known for and what you believe in, what you believe, what is believed about you. So you're quickly changing people's perceptions through your own internal dialogue and the bravery that you have and what you choose and what you believe and what you want to be known for. So you could be communicating with people about this change. There have been a lot of fluctuations in your energy, from feeling left out, from feeling abandoned, to a feeling of belonging with yourself, with the universe, being connected with the universe. So there's excitement, there's anticipation of this new beginning, of this new love of self, of this new tapping into a spiritual union here, which could be a romantic union that's coming, or it could be a union with your higher self. Okay, let's get a crystal for you, Gemini. What is the message for Gemini? So epidote, go deeper. This is about deep spiritual reflection and understanding, which is going to bring out a sense of bravery. I'm getting that holy grail. Again, it's like your purpose is deep and you're taking action to serve your life purpose, to have the faith and confidence and bravery to go deep. And that going deep is going to take you on a journey, is what I'm getting. Journey of self, journey of the higher consciousness. What is the archetype for you? Winter. Take care of your needs. Take care of your needs at this time. You could feel like a lone wolf, but there's this great deal of strength coming through. Inner strength, inner spirituality. So you could feel, and the winter as it approaches, you could be preparing to take care of your own needs, to be in this Nine of Pentacles. So the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Again, it's a lot about your higher self and who you were meant to be after all of these experiences that have been difficult, challenging. You've been through a lot, so I feel like the best is yet to come. The answers you need are coming. So full moon in Gemini. So keep evolving is what I'm hearing. Let's get a sacred forest message for you, Gemini. Guardians of the land, protection, number 21. The spirit of the guardians of the land says, you are safe and surrounded by a protective shield. You are not alone. Your life is guided and protected by higher forces. Within this, you can soar to great heights, which is where you're going, because I feel like you're going from this patience and planning to a divine union. So you are protected and you're not alone, Gemini. So that's what I have for you for this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next reading.